This book is an attempt to connect psychology with the questions of practical politics in much the same way that it is being connected with business, with judicial procedure, and, in short, with all of the intricate affairs of human experience by such authors as Munsterberg, Scott, Angel, and others. The keynote of the book is perhaps best expressed by a paragraph in which exception is taken to an observation occurring in Mr. Bryce's preface to Ostrogorski's Democracy and the Organization of Political Parties. In the ideal democracy, says Mr. Bryce, every citizen is intelligent, patriotic, disinterested. His sole wish is to discover the right side in each contested issue and to fix upon the best man among competing candidates. His common sense, aided by a knowledge of the constitution of his country, enables him to judge wisely between the arguments submitted to him, while his own zeal is sufficient to carry him to the polling booth. What, says Mr. Wallas, does Mr. Bryce mean by ideal democracy? If it means anything, it means the best form of democracy which is consistent with the facts of human nature. But one feels on reading the whole passage that Mr. Bryce means by those words the kind of democracy which might be possible if human nature was as he himself would like it to be and as he was taught at Oxford to think it was. If so, the passage is a good instance of the effect of our traditional course of study in politics. No doctor would begin a medicinal treatise by saying, the ideal man requires no food, and is impervious to the action of bacteria, but this ideal is far removed from the actualities of any known population. No modern treatise on pedagogy begins with the statement that the ideal boy knows things without being taught them and his sole wish is the advancement of science, but no boys at all like this have ever existed. By an abundance of quotation and criticism, Mr. Wallas tries to point out that progress in political reasoning can only be made by dealing with men and situations as they are rather than as perhaps they ought to be. On the whole, his thesis is well worked out, and, considering the mass of details and variety of sidelights which he attempts to throw upon his subject, his matter is effectively presented. In one or two places, however, the use of terminology is not as clear as might be desired. For instance, his exposition of quantitative over against qualitative reasoning, while in the opinion of the reviewer absolutely logical, gives the effect of pedantry in its presentation. The second part of the book entitled Possibilities of Progress includes 4 chapters: Political Morality, Representative Government, Official Thought, and Nationality and Humanity. They are wholesome in their reasonable optimism.